Okay, I just uncovered this yesterday, and I'm just not gonna do it. And it's called Shells, and it's about a relationship between a snapping turtle and a, you guys aren't gonna believe it, cicada nymph. Me? Yeah, me, I did it. Yeah, it's shocking. In the woods, a snapping turtle and a little creature underground come out, synchronized after both being down and deeply inside. So as chance would have it, their paths did collide. Both at the time were due to open woundedness, aligned, and both bonded and obliged. Pulled by his ties, tucked away by his side, her presence confided when he was of a mind to try. After failure, weather is changing, and here on the ground, a panic spins up a dust cloud of doubts. He's shrouded in now. How timely, he ducked under that cloak, his dome temple called home. He's dry, she's soaked, he's in the cups, she's on the broken boat, and she was scared wet. How could they forget? She saw shelter inside with him, and he suggested and said perhaps a tent, and yet they then later had a litter of brittle iterations. It was a bad batch, a bunch of short-lit matches, burn the mattress, fire than ice, bitter than nice. I mean, it warms, then burns, then cold shoulders return and fold before his face. Worn, she's almost ashes inside, so at least her lashes can finally dry. Until next time, she honors upon her departure. If she stays where she doesn't belong, she'll harden in her shell and she'll never share her song. Her limbs, ball and sockets, all dislocated by her ball and chain, her pocket watch and locket. If she's ever gonna grow, she knows she's gotta let it go. But then again, when above ground is thawing out and an urge to reemerge is again dawning, all along she's in tokens of longing, affection, and prayer for his protection. And finally, with his eye peering down her canal, he says it's okay, you can come out now. Slow by nature, it's often time for fasting her. Before she'd buck, he'd steer, then flee, leaving her to be disappeared. She'd ask, explain that, cause it just doesn't fit in my ears. When I'm banished after tears of endearment, he must not fancy being revered, or it's the fantasy he feared. Slamming the door in her face like a guillotine, he becomes a rock to bounce her back like a trampoline. Last time she's a boomerang, now that this here is a different scene. Dressed to his nines with shoes, tied to the crime, caught by the smooth sole and size. Gotta fit those claws inside right. She pondered at him. For a turtle, you sure are fawning hard. See, darling, face it, we were Harold and Maude. True story, more emotions over a fraudulent heart, acting out duplicitous charm, and I noticed that we belong apart. We're caught in a six of sticks or tangled branches. Boiling blood, our best chance blanches. Hopeful romantics under garland vines and firefly lanterns. But these horseshoes rusted, promises suffered combustion, and I prefer justice, not revenge, and justice is accountability at best. I need closure, not fixative, to not feel this conflicted. Oh, reptilian depicted, what was your real name again? I know, you're Dick. Short for vindictive, not richer. And once again, we've wasted grace upon our backs and morning's light upon our lacks. The honeymoon came only after it's over. Ain't that so backwards? But this time their tree had died, and after a little while up, it fell to its side. Now this tree doesn't feed on the sun and the rain, and the roots are not sufficient for a little one to sustain. She must move on and transform, not so it's torn, be both reborn. And even though only he surrounds himself now, when the right one comes along, space will make itself inside that shell. I think it's safe to say that they know now if they're ever gonna grow, they know they're gonna have to let it go.